What is up, my dudes? It's MinMax, and you're watching MinMax TV. In today's video, we're going to go over a few Fortnite fundamentals that can help you improve your gameplay. Let's jump right in. The two main focuses of Fortnite are fighting and building. Many players focus all their attention on fighting and focus very little, if any, attention towards building. Building is, without a doubt, the strongest way to consistently win games. Regardless of how good your aim can be, if someone's building is better than yours, you are fighting on their terms and will only lose if they make a mistake. If you are on PC, make sure your binds for each building plan is bound to an easy to access key and prioritize in finding fights that will force you to build. Each fight should take a minimum of 40 wood. This is enough for one ramp forward, one wall forward ahead of the ramp, and two walls on the side. This is a very basic, very quick to build structure that will protect both your sides and will ensure that you can get a superior angle on the opponent in front of you. Consider any fight you take with another person on even ground a 50-50. Regardless of how good you are or how bad you suspect your opponent is, trading shots with them can result in you taking unneeded damage that can make the next fight harder or just flat out die. Build and gain advantage over your opponents. Learn to defend your structures, counter their structures, and push small advantages into a lead. Editing your buildings, especially when you've created the standard 3-floor tower, is essential in ensuring that you can stay fluid within your own structures. Many players, especially console players, do not edit their buildings at all. Here are a few examples of what can be done editing the standard wall tile. Each of these has their own unique use and can make a huge difference in some fights. The orientation of your stairs is also extremely important, and being able to flip your stairs will help you maintain an advantage while inside of your own structures. Side-facing ramps can ensure that you can quick peek and fire, giving opponents very little time to react. Using this technique with a sniper rifle will net you a lot of easy kills. Brick is especially strong in this regard, allowing you to have complete visibility after hitting it to ensure that anyone who peeks for a little too long is fish food. There is only one way to improve your fighting, and that is to fight. Land in highly populated areas such as tilted towers and get into as many fights as humanly possible. Fight and fight and fight. Get out there and get your ass kicked until you're the one that's kicking ass. Be aggressive when out in the field and find as many opportunities as possible to test your building, rushing, and creativity against other players as much as possible. Once you're comfortable fighting and find yourself winning a lot of fights, where you choose to land is important, and if your goal is to win, find the place that is comfortable for you. Whether that comfort is being surrounded by half the server in tilted towers, or a somewhat peaceful area like Lonely Lodge, most areas in the game are good for solo landings, and you can find a ton of resources and weaponry almost anywhere. While the gameplay you're seeing right now is extraordinarily peaceful, most of my lanes here are met with 1 to 3 players. Over the span of 5 minutes uninterrupted, I come out with just a little over 800 resources, 600 being wood, 200 effective health with another 100 shield in my inventory, and 80% of the kit I use every single time I've ever won. With this kit, I feel extremely confident I could make a true push for first place. Other places I tend to land at would be the currently unnamed Yonder Yard and Snobby Shores. Land at places that you're comfortable in as much as possible. You'll find yourself looting faster and being more adept at using the terrain and area to your advantage. Your mentality towards the game is extremely important, and it is insane no one ever brings it up. Always, always, always try to be positive when approaching any game that you want to improve in. If you're constantly being negative and making excuses for your deaths, you're hindering your improvement. There isn't a magical gun or playstyle that will make you win more. The only thing in the game that can make you win is you. Treat every failure as a point of success. Every failure is a step towards improvement if you evaluate and learn from your failure. Don't complain about guns, bloom, recoil, bugs, lag, netcode, hashtags, buildings, campers, fiber connections, ping, whatever you can think of every single time that you fail. Expel that shit from your mind and concentrate on the things you can control. And remember, at the end of the day, Fortnite's just a game. Always try to have fun. Nothing extra really needed to say here. Watch Fortnite pro players and figure out what they're doing differently from you. A few hours watching someone who's invested enough time and effort to become a pro player will net you a lot more growth than playing the game yourself. I personally recommend any of the players on the TSM roster. This would be Myth, High Distortion, Hamlins, Daquan, and Dakotas. They all stream over on Twitch and are very good about answering questions and are generally cool dudes. Of course, there are plenty of streamers in many different teams and time zones, so find ones that you personally like and a playstyle that you can see yourself either emulating or striving towards. Do not get disheartened if you're constantly dying or losing fights. Many professional players and streamers have 600 to 800 hours of Fortnite played. Don't compare yourself to those who have already found success. Find your success. Finding victory is part of your story. And whether you camped it on a tower, rushed it with a shotgun, or hid in a bush, it's your victory. Find ways that you can succeed, find your strengths, and exploit them. These are just the things that I found fundamental in my personal growth and improvement in Fortnite. I hope they can help you find improvement also. This has been MinMax. Peace.
Just practice, man. Don't worry about winning land at populated areas. Get in there and just fight. Over and over and over. Get your ass kicked nonstop. Over and over and over.
If you blame a weapon for the reason you're dying, you'll never be good at this game. Because the way that you get better at games is analyzing why you died and figuring out a counter. And if you're just sitting there blaming weapons all day long, you'll never get better.